All right, a pastor's secret weapon for reaching new moms and dads. Not just reaching new moms and dads, but reaching and keeping new moms and dads. I'm going to give you 3 sentences to say, word for word. Stay tuned here at the Better Sundays podcast at reachkeep.com. Welcome to the Better Sundays podcast. Focused, practical, and usable advice for church leaders looking to reach new young families and impact their community. Well, howdy. Mike Holmes here at ReachKeep.com. It is good to have you on board here at the Better Sundays podcast. We're glad that you were able to make it. I took a week off, had a little vacation here, actually just getting some things done, but back at it here and want to spend some time showing you how to reach young families. For the last several weeks, we've covered several topics on reaching young families. We had a podcast called Lowering the Average Age in Your Church, and you can I'll give you the show notes for that one. Go check it out. We had one just that we talked about a few weeks ago on just reaching young families is what the title said, but it really had to do with the whole idea of a couple tweaks, a couple little spices you can add to your calendar, some things that you can do administratively that will help you reach young families. And today I'm going to give you 3 things that the pastor can say. They're not part of his sermon. They're more kind of announcement type of things, but these, if you say these things and of course do these things, they will help you to reach and keep new young moms and dads. Now, we're not talking about reaching teenagers as much as we are that elementary age. And there's a reason for that, because the elementary age moms and dads are the demographic that is coming back to church more than any other demographic. A lot of our 18 to 24-year-olds are gone. After college, they're gone. A lot of older people have abandoned the faith, that type of thing. But when folks start to get, kindergartners and first and second graders, they're like, oh man, we need some help. And they're coming to the church and they're looking for it. So this is something that will help you in a practical way. All 3 of these things that we've talked about on reaching young families, these fall into this kind of category. We have a little saying here. It says to reach young families, sometimes you need to do young family things. And the 3 podcasts correspond with the 3 young family things. I've got everything written down here in a very summary fashion on a little cheat sheet for you. And I will send that directly to you if you'd like it. And you can go to reachkeep.com/families, just the word families. And when you go there, you'll just enter your email address and poof, this thing will automatically show up in your mailbox or right there on your desktop. But it'll help you kind of have the outline of what we've talked about over the last several weeks. The idea of lowering the average age and that whole idea of tweaking your calendar and adding a couple little events in there, some certain types of events. You'll have to watch that one. And then this one here has to do with kind of what we call the sort of the character matters thing. And so I want to give you these 3 sentences. Now, to start out with, we believe that the church needs to be a wholesome environment. We believe there needs to be kind of the mentoring role model relationship. We believe that there needs to be character training to the Sunday school classes, all those different things that they can learn. One of the things they need to learn is some character stuff. And we believe that churches really need to help or provide solutions for parents and help parents to learn how to parent, helping them to do that. So all of those are included on this little sheet here that you can get. But I want to give you the 3 sentences that I wrote down, and I have said these over and over and over and over. Now, it's not just the sentence that you're going to say, but it's going to be obviously that you believe this sentence. So, don't say it and then don't do anything. But here is sentence number 1. And this would be something that you would say during your sermon, if it's appropriate, be something maybe before a sermon, maybe at the end, maybe the youth people have just talked about a youth activity or something like that. But if you say this sentence and then you make this happen and you believe this, and I know you, okay, I work with a lot of you, I'm on the phone and talk to you all the time, I know you believe this, okay, but you need to say this and the parents need to hear it from the leadership right from the top. top. You can print it, that's okay, and we do some of that too, but for you to say it from your heart, this will make a difference. And here it is, it's this sentence. You say this: we believe in providing proper role models for your children and teenagers. So you'd say, hey, here at XYZ Church, we believe in providing proper role models for your teenagers, for your middle schoolers, for your elementary age kids. We believe in providing proper role models for you. And of course, then you have to make sure that you have proper role models, and there's a lot of management that goes in that. But parents need to hear that there is a place, there is a safe place, there's a place that has good role models. They've given up on television for sure. They've given up on all the Hollywood pop culture stuff. They've given up on their public schools for sure. Our society is a mess. The last refuge is the local church. We believe in providing proper role models for your church. This is the idea of a wholesome environment that you're creating, and by your management in your church, you are providing what we call a fertile landing ground, where the little seed can come and land in the soil and can take root and be, the right kind of moisture and the right kind of sunshine, and everything's just right, and they can grow and flourish and be what they want. Parents are looking for that, and obviously that's what God wants us to do, is to help people to develop in the way they're supposed to do it. So that is sentence number one. Sentence number two, really takes just a touch of research for you to figure this out. But you're going to say this, and you're going to say, and this was the shortest of the three sentences to say, and you're going to say this probably right before you preach. So you would say something to the fact of, hey, and turn to the book of Job, and we're going to be studying chapter 22, and blah, 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 whatever you're teaching on, you're going to do that. But you say, before we get started, I want to let you know, and here's what you would say: today your children are learning X, Y, Z. Today your children in the junior church will be learning X, Y, Z. Today in Sunday school, your children will be learning, and you don't have to give the whole lesson. You just need to give a single summary word or two. They're going to be learning character. They're going to be learning respect. They're going to be learning to obey. They're going to be learning to follow commands. They're going to be learning to be better listeners. But you summarize that. Now, obviously you have to know what that is. And so what I usually do is just go talk to my Sunday school teachers, and I kind of say, hey, give me the gist of what you're talking about. And we have kind of a unified curriculum, so you may not be able to hit all of them. In fact, I wouldn't go through and say, in kindergarten they're going to learn this, in first they're going to learn this, in second they're going to learn this. Just, you can kind of give generalize it the best that you can, and, kind of change the grades around the next week or whatever, how you ever want to say it. But constantly tell the people what their children are learning, because lots of them don't know. What this will do is two things. One, it'll give them confidence in you that you are in charge of providing solutions for their family. That's why it's reachkeep.com/families. We want you to go and get this sheet. Okay? You get the sheet there because you are reaching a bunch of families, okay? And it'll give you confidence that you have a kind of a comprehensive plan to do that. The second thing here is that what it's going to do is going to help you or help them to kind of have the question type stuff with, hey, what did you learn in Sunday school today? And hey, I heard you were talking about the 10 Commandments, or I heard you were talking about whatever, and try to, stimulate that as well. Parents, hey, ask your kids what they learned today, and you can ask them about these particular topics. So today you are learning this. And again, you may not be able to say this about every grade. You might have say, in our junior church today, or in our third grade and fourth grade boys class, they're learning this, okay? And focus on that, and then, kind of change it around every week. And these are not like weekly announcements that you'd make every time. This is character stuff that flows out of you. So it might be partway through your sermon. You'd go, as you're teaching on character or obedience or whatever it happens to be, you might say, and by the way, that reminds me, your kids are learning this exact same stuff today in the classroom. The idea of the pastor knowing what is going on is extremely healthy for the parents, and it's also extremely healthy for the pastor to know what's going on. Many times, children's ministry over here, adults over here, never the two shall meet. No, we're reaching families. We're reaching everybody together. So to reach young families, you got to do young family things and informing parents this way with this particular sentence. So that the second sentence basically is this: today your children are learning X, Y, Z. Sentence number 3, okay, it's a one that it's a little bit longer sentence, okay, and it does take, just like the mentoring one and the role model one, it does take a little bit more work behind this one. The other one was just research. This one you're going to have to make sure you're actually doing this so you're not a hypocrite, and we're doing the right thing. And believe me, I work hard on this to make sure our church is providing this fertile landing ground for children and for young families to come and like land in this giant, soil, this really rich type environment. The local church needs to be that. So here's a sentence. It says this. It says, we work hard to make this local church a wholesome environment for your family. We work hard to make this local church a wholesome environment for your family. When you say that, you're doing several things again. One is you're letting people know that you work hard, not just in looking at your book and studying a little Greek and a little Hebrew and kind of, digging into all the backgrounds of all the characters in the Bible, but you are creating or you're managing a system, an environment of all the different things, and that you are a solutions-oriented church, and it is for their family. We work hard to make this the wholesome environment for your family. And they will appreciate that very much. They also understand that it takes a lot to do that. And this might be, one of the type of sentences that would stimulate people to say, hey, this is really cool. And what can I do to help? And maybe you'll get some volunteers out of this. But the idea that you are working hard to make it a wonderful thing. The example I always use is one of my wife, and whenever we have birthday parties for family members or grandkids or whatever, she works hard to make it a wholesome environment for the birthday child, okay, or the birthday person. We got this little banner thing we hang up, says happy birthday, and there's balloons, and lots of times we get little special little cups, and we've had the hats and the, all those things. We've done all sorts of cool things, or I shouldn't say we, I don't do any of it. My wife does it all. She works hard to make it a wonderful birthday party, and that is appreciated by every person who receives it, and everybody that's even close. They know that she cares, okay? So this is a powerful, powerful sentence. Let me say it one more time. We work hard to make this local church a wholesome environment for your family. Now, here's the kind of the little secret behind all this. I mean, these 3 secret sentences, if you say these and live these, you're going to make some amazing things. But these will help certainly keep people. But you know what? These will help reach people because the word will get out of what you are all about. Several years ago, our executive secretary was inviting someone to church or talking to somebody out in the community, and she ran into somebody and she said, oh yeah, I already told somebody about your church because your church is a church for people with kids. And she said, what? She said, your church, and this is someone outside of our church family speaking about our church and saying, your church is the church for people with kids. That was a name kind of given to us by someone that doesn't come here, but it was something we latched onto right away, and it's great to be known as that, the place for people with kids. And you will get that, and that is a word-of-mouth thing, and more than any other kind of marketing on Facebook and print and post office and all that kind of stuff. Word of mouth is going to get you going, and these 3 sentences will take that word of mouth further than anything that you can ever imagine. These are the most 3 dynamic things that you can do to reach new young moms and dads in your community. So if you would like to get kind of the summary of all 3 of the Reaching Young Family little things, they're right here on this sheet. And like I say, very simple sheet. We'll get that to you at reachkeep.com/families. We are here for you. This is sponsored today by our Reach Keep Academy. Our Reach Keep Academy, we spend time every month meeting with our guys. We have personal phone calls talking to them, helping them reach young families, helping them get more volunteers, helping them to navigate all the things that you have to do to have a good nursery and a good kids program and, coordinating workers. If you're interested in the the Reach Keep Academy, stay tuned. We will have it open again. It's been open for just a short session here a few weeks back, and at our next webinar we're doing, we will have that open for enrollment there, and you can take a trial run with us and see if you like this type of training. Anyway, God bless you. I hope that this has been helpful for you. If it is, please do me a favor. Thumbs up. Okay, give us the old thumbs up there. That would be great. And if you can share this with another pastor in the area or some of your staff people, if you have those, or Sunday school teachers, whatever, if you can, because all these sentences can be said, at the Sunday school level as well. Imagine Sunday school teachers, kind of saying these sentences to parents just kind of in the grocery store, how powerful some of that stuff would be. Hey, we work really hard to make a cool environment. That would be really good. So please take time to share this. We appreciate it. So thanks for being with us today. This is Mike Holmes here at the Better Sundays podcast at reachkeep.com.